Vanakkam brothers and sisters, welcome to Indian Catholic Ministry YouTube channel. Today's Gospel reading is from Matthew chapter 20 verses 1 through 16. Today 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time. If you like to know what is Ordinary Time and what is a church calendar or the liturgical calendar, please click on the icon you see on top of this video, and the link is also present in the description box below this video. If you look into this Indian movies, any language if you take Indian movies, until late 1990s, most of that, more than 90% of the movies, they have a story plot like heroes and the villain. So generally the main character, the hero, usually the audience, the one who views this movie, everything, which is us, we always care about this main character, the hero, and we agree with him, we also empathize with him. On the other hand, the villain, who is always the villain, there will be a character, we name him as a villain, and this one always have a point of view opposite of hero, opposite of social norms, and it's opposite of moral values. So always it will be the movies, more than 90% of the movies until 1990s, late 1990s, the hero battles villains. This is the one, and at the end the hero succeeds. He will have some go for some mission, and so he will become successful in that, and he will be restoring peace either in the family or within the city, in the country, or among the nation. So somehow they end up like this. And the villain, he always, all the movies will have three options. Either the villain die at the end, or the villain will apologize and will have a change of heart before he die, or he will reconcile and he will live. He will change of heart and apologize before the movie ends, and after that it's like live together happily ever after, something like that it ends. So these are the only three options this villain has it. And from 1950s to 1990s, more than 4 decades, most of the movies are based on like this, like there will be different hero, villain will be different villain, or mostly the same villain will be there with the different producers and different directors. And one time at home when we were watching this movie, my dad, he asked one day, like instead of having this change of heart at the end, this villain at the end of the movie, why instead of change of heart at the end, why don't they apologize and have change of heart at the early stage? Like every time when the hero do something to teach a lesson to this villain or something like that, when as the movie progress, why don't this villain have a change of heart in that different stages, rather than apologizing or dying without apologizing, or change of heart, reconciling, or just changing at the end. So this is something my dad, he asked this question, and actually honestly I never thought of that, because like since at the very young age itself, we have been seeing this kind of movies, and we were kind of conditioned to it. Oh, this is how the movie is like this hero, villain, and they fight for something good cause, and yes. So since I was get so much used to it, conditioned to it, I never thought why the villain is changing heart only at the end of the movie. So when I asked my sister about it, and I was so young, and she said, like, she replied to me like, you know what, if Reshma, if the villain become a good guy, then how can we have a 2.5 hours movie? There is no point in having it 2.5 hours. So they need to have the 2.5 hours length movie. So if the guy change of heart, we won't have that long movie. And I really take that reply to my heart. Yeah, that makes sense. So I thought like, okay, that's why they are doing it. And then as I get older, I really thought about it. Why it has to be like towards the end of your day, end of your life? Why it is? And I asked my mom, And she replied like, it is something, this is something, she said, like, it is something like giving an opportunity to that villain to work on himself. It's not like a outside social society, because if you look into that villain all the time, they blame somebody else other than themselves. So like it is to giving an opportunity for this villain to work on himself, like in a love, compassionate, being merciful, trustworthy, tolerance, and more than all, following a law and order. So those are the important things. That's where they do all these things. So until the end of villain's life, until the last breath, until hero's last breath also, that is where, until then, they're gonna give an opportunity for this villain to change his mind. So the length of that true happiness, that togetherness might vary. Sometimes before he died, so before he died, he reconciled. So which means that truthful, that happiness, that togetherness in a more pure way. Maybe the time period might be short, but like the goal, ultimate goal is love and peace. So may the time period might be varies, depend on that how soon this will change, but though it is short lived, like a very short period of time, apologizing, but still it's worth. So that's why the hero is struggling a lot, even though he changed his mind. That's worth to see it, worth to live with it. So like during this time, we see the persistence of hero. And the hero always thinks like, no, he don't want to cast away anybody. Like he don't want to cut off this. Okay, this is the guy who all the time do it. Like let's forget about it, get rid of it. No, he don't think like that at all. The heroes keep on continuously working on it, persistence, and not cut off anybody. He wants to include everyone, accept, even though he apologizes at the last minute, like he wants to accept at the last, accept at any stage of sinful life, at any time. So like, so this is what my mom, she said, and to honestly, she didn't use this exact word, but the gist of it, this is what I understood. So the persistent of the hero for the ultimate goal is the love and peace, and at any stage of the sinful life is that always there is a way to come back, to show that. So in today's gospel, we are reading the workers in the vineyard. It's about the landowner, and the workers. So the landowner, what he did is he paid the same salary to all workers, even those who had worked only 1 hour. The first came workers grumbled against the landowner, saying, "These last ones worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us, who bore the day's burden and the heat." The landowner replies, "My friend, I am not cheating you. Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wage? Take what is yours and go. What if I wish to give this last one the same as you? Am I not free to do as I wish with my own money? Are you envious because I am generous?" This parable, the workers in the vineyard, the landlord and the workers, this parable is about kingdom of heaven and about us. Here in this parable, the landlord represents God. The various character that we meet in this parable, the character that who have been working since dawn, and after that the characters, the workers who are working at 9 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, all these characters we meet in this parable, we see ourselves in them. It is interesting that Jesus calls everyone. Until it is not too late, Jesus is keep calling. He's reaching to us. We can readily receive His love and mercy anytime and anywhere. Yet, we accuse God of dealing with us unfairly. God is completely different from what we human beings understand, what we human beings process, the way we process and the way we imagine. It's so much different from the way God does. So whether a person has been virtuous all his life, like in the movies I watched, or had turned to God at the end of one's life, we cannot understand or we cannot comprehend the height, the breadth, the depth of God's love, God's kindness, His generosity. So the wages received by workers who worked all day since dawn, that is justice. And the wages received by who worked last hour, that's grace. And it's never too late for us. Jesus is treating sinners, the latecomers into the kingdom, with the same mercy as He has for those who have went through all those burden of the law. We can always go to God, and in His mercy we will have forgiveness. God is always waiting for us. Thank you so much for watching today's video. There is a link to the liturgical calendar video in the description box, and also the link to the Catholic Mass, both in English and Tamil languages. So please check out those links in the description box. Share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to Indian Catholic Ministry YouTube channel.